second Rampage, but now the Aegis goes down. Finally, he's going to come back for the second life. See if Bryle can hit the stun. He gets it at first. 9, once again, looking for those kicks outside of the range. Bushwhack on top of the Sprout, but Skeeter locking down the Leshrac, finishing him off. Kasadi will die as well, and Skeeter's Troll will carry through in this game 2 for Tundra, getting the 2-0 over TSM.
There's so many kicks in this fight, man. It's just heroes bouncing all over. It's pretty hard to tell who's actually winning that with all the buybacks from TSM and, of course, the Fountain region, but I'll tell you what was happening in that fight. Skeeter Troll. He was happening. Nobody was touching this guy, and he cleaned house.
Yeah.
I mean, 9 ended up super deep. That's the type of fight you want to get for that high ground for TSM. Drag him in, and then I guess you get kicked out anyway, but brutal. That was a brutal game to lose, because I think you feel like you had that one, right?
Yeah.
Like, maybe that game was not as secure as maybe TSM felt like it was, but they definitely felt like they were rolling that game. Had a lot of momentum. ILS pumping up the damage. I think Bryle was 12-1, 12-0 at some point. You're like, oh, damn, this game's going good. But if you go back and watch that replay like we were watching,
it was just flat.
Yeah, there's not a lot of momentum.
Changed.
And then you have to take this 5-on-5 for the Roche, and that's where Tundra's lineup thrives. It's where Undyne owns, the DP owns. Troll's happy to take those skirmishes, especially with the items they're getting, man.
Yeah.
You got to stop this team from doing that to you. Because once they have the utility and the late game ball, it's a very difficult team to beat. In fact, I feel like it's like a 1 in 60 chance.
1 in 60.
I don't know why I chose that, but I feel like I'd rather play versus any team right now in the ultra late.
Yeah.
Like with this type of lineup, ball lineup with the utility and the double force and all that. I would rather play versus almost any other team than Tundra in that type of scenario. I think you just don't want to let them get to that or match it. You can match it too, right?
Sure.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when Skeeter or 9 jump you on TSM, it feels like that hero's just dead outside of the runic lift. You jump these like Tundra heroes and there's Aeontis, there's 4 staffs. How many times did 9 get put in their base and then he's out of there?
Yeah.
He even bought a 4 staff, I think, right?
It was pretty good. Yes, he did. He had his own 4 staff to get out.
So their mid's buying a 4 staff. Like these guys know how to kite the fights in the late game. It's very obnoxious. So you either got to match it or have it planned or nullifiers or something, right?
Yeah. Nullifiers might be one of the bigger answers to Tundra.
Yeah. I mean, you have 2 Aeontis, 3 4 staffs. Nullifier seems pretty high value. But again, Tomato's too far behind. He's the only nullifier buyer.
Yep.
I mean, I guess Furion can buy it, but he doesn't use it that well.
Yeah, there aren't too many heroes that use nullifier well, even if it is a good nullifier game.
And even then, you might get Snowball Seed.
Yeah.
You might get Soul Ripped. You got to be able to take the long fights.
Yep. All right, well, with a 2-0, that puts TSM in the lower half of their group and puts Tundra in a pretty nice position moving forward. That is closing out this series. We have another series coming up. Is it correct that we've got Shopify versus Entity? Is our next one?
Yeah.
Do we have a schedule by chance, production? We can maybe take a look at that to We are correct. It's Shopify Rebellion versus Entity. And then later on, we're going to have Talon versus TSM and Hellraisers versus Shopify. So on this channel is the full NA day.
Yeah, if you want to hear
North
me
America,
trash talk Arteezy.
Yo, he's going to do that. He's going to do a lot of trash talking for both Shopify and Arteezy. So.
I am the biggest Shopify Rebellion fan.
But you're North American. It means you cheer for NA.
I am the biggest Shopify Rebellion fan.
It's true. It's true. He is. I'll try and balance it out as much as I can. We'll see whether or not I can do that, though. We're going to take a bit of a break, but we'll come back with Shopify Rebellion versus Entity.
Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome back, everybody, to the second series of this line. It is Entity versus Shopify Rebellion, another North American. In fact, this is just the NA stream, apparently. It goes TSM Shopify, TSM Shopify. So if you want to watch NA teams, and more specifically for this game anyway, if you want to watch SVG, Shit Talk Shopify as much as humanly possible, this is the place to be.
Yeah. Except for that last bit, but yeah. Most of that was accurate. I mean, who does not want to watch the two best NA teams in the world composed of 9 players from Europe and abroad go up against all these international teams? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the absolute best that North America has to offer. That's for certain.
Yes.
And we can go ahead and get ourselves into the draft here of this game number 1, because there seems to be, to me, this conundrum in the first pick phase. What do you give up? Do you give up Lina? Do you give up Enigma? Do you give up Broodmother? I'm seeing those 3 heroes quite a bit.
Io Lesh.
There's some Io. There's some Leshrac. There's some Death Prophet.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think it varies from team to team, but it's probably going to be the rock, paper, scissors we see for the whole tournament.
Yeah.
You're giving Shopify Brood. Is Saberlight Brood that scary? It's good. I mean, he plays it well. It's not like his Brood's bad. But I feel like Shopify is a team. Heroes? I mean, it's hard to say with this team. Like, for him individually, I'd say it's like, I mean, he says his best hero is Axe. I don't know if anybody knows that, but Saberlight is an Axe main. He loves that hero. I think his, like, Axe,
maybe
Beast,
next match.
Enigma, like any of these.
I thought his Mars was pretty good.
Yeah, and he's like stunners, team fighters.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty good on.
Yes.
That's why I think Brood is just like, it's okay for him. It's not like his playstyle. This guy wants to run around, jump, and kill people, you know?
Yes.
Brood is something like you hit neutrals for like an hour and then you win. And there's a lot of stuff in between. But that's like, you know, it's not, I just don't know if it works for this team. Because I don't think Brood takes a lot of resources off the map. It's innately what she does. Very powerful hero. Takes a lot of resources, gives back. But you're doing it with Abed and Arteezy on your team. And I think generally those two play with sacrificial offlaners. And I don't know if Brood is a hero you can sacrifice that much. So I'm kind of interested to see how they use it in this dynamic.
So it means Abed's going to have to go back to playing a 3 mid laner.
Please no. I don't want to see that. It's just, you know, make sure you don't get too greedy, right?
Yeah.
You still have like some playmaking, like especially with a dying Brood opener. You don't have any stuns. So you need to get some lockdown from somewhere, right? And this is where just make sure it puts a lot on crit, you know, to have some like Rubik Earth Spirit type hero, some low CD catch, Hoodwink, for example, Lion, these types of things. It puts a lot of pressure on that hero if your other 2 cores are also just damage dealers. Because I saw Shopify playing yesterday and they ended up with like, I think one of those games they had Brood, Leshrac, Shadow Fiend. That was the second game versus Astra that they won. Okay. But for example, that tri-core with Broods, it sounds really tough to execute. Because it's just like no stuns, all damage, and you're just running in like hoping you win the man fight. It got awkward. Like that game was awkward for them. Mm-hmm. And you can play that style. This team has played it a lot of times, but I think it's a reason why people, you're going to pick Storm for Abed over. There's a reason they like the Storms and the Pucks for Abed. Because they've always had, all their cores are damage dealer cores. So somebody has to stun somebody and start the fight. And Storm and Puck are the best at doing that ever, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, You know, this is the type of opener I wouldn't be surprised to see a Storm or Puck come out. Especially Puck here, because they like Puck versus the Pango, for example. So, like, I would not be surprised to see that type of setup with a Brood, because otherwise I think you're just in, like, the 3 damage dealing cores, and then it's like classic Shopify, can't start a fight, and you just farm forever, right? Whereas Entity are, like, they're in their zone. They get the Rubik Tree, very strong support duo.
Rubik Tree, that's probably the favorite support duo of this patch.
I mean, Fishman likes to play Undyne, and if you don't get Undyne, he'll play Tree or Disruptor. They banned the Disruptor, so you know what's next for him. And you get this Pango versus Brood as well, and you're Pango versus 0 stuns right now. So you're looking pretty solid here if you're Entity. I think this Pango hero has performed extremely well in this patch so far. He has great timing, great item build-ups, pretty good laning. Gives you a team fight initiation, catch, scale. Like, what more could you ask for, right?
Yeah, and I actually think this matchup, bad in lane. But I feel like when you're mid, this matchup is fine.
What, the Brood one?
No, the Pango versus... Like, Pango's good versus Broodmother, and now Pango versus Drow.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're saying. So, yeah, they have flexibility, right? And they can choose. Again, still 0 stuns for Shopify. A lot of damage here. Some good heal and sustain and decent laning. But you're going to need somebody to start the fight, unless you're just forcing the objectives between Tombstone and Drow. Like, are you just going to go in the pit here, make them come into you? So there's the Hoodwink that I expected. I think that was like the gimme here. And
why that specifically? Is it?
I mean, you need low cooldown stun that Crit likes to play.
Yeah.
And the range, I don't think the melees are too good in this meta. Right? Like, are you going to pick Earth Spear here? Probably not. So then it's between like Rubik, Hoodwink, Lion. And those are like the 3 that I think. Because the thing is, Shopify also have a history of liking certain. We'll get to this Slark in a second. Shopify has a history of liking certain 4s with Brood a lot. It goes back to that Animager where they played it with Ice Brood. And they started first phasing it, right? And their 2 favorite supports with Brood since then have been Lion and Hoodwink. Because it gives you a range, low CD stun that you can win the Brood lane with. And then you go and stun somebody, you send the spiders on them, they just die. So this is a different style Brood, but I honestly think this team still like holds some of that stuff. It's how Bulba thinks about the game. So I feel like a Lion or Hoodwink was pretty likely, and I think Hoodwink's just way better than Lion. I mean, Lion's like, we don't have to talk about that here. Slark,
this looks like a good Slark. I mean, you're already saying there's just damage and no disables.
Yeah.
And they get 1 disable, and there's a
this
Slark.
is a pretty good 18 Slark pick. Like, there's not a lot slowing him down, right?
And it's good lane against Broodmother, right?
Yes. Europe likes this matchup a lot. So they're always going to be happy to pick. It's also like one of Watson's Siggies, you know? Like, this guy plays a lot of Slark.
Yeah.
This guy has certain heroes he grinds a lot. This is one of them. So Entity are super happy. And Entity is like the Slark team, in my mind. Like, they love this hero. If they can get it in this position down the draft, 18 or 24, when they see the whole lineup and they know what's happening, there's limited stuns and you're not going to get Bloodseeker, right? They banned the Bloodseeker, for example. It's like their bread and butter. I think they're super happy with this Slark pick.
So they already had this hero in mind.
Oh, yeah. Because when they see Brood,
long time ago,
they're already thinking like Slark, Naga, these types of heroes, right? And the Bloodseeker gets the extra
so Naga,
value.
that's why they banned Primal Beast? Maybe?
I think so. Well, now, because they already had the Slark, right? But
yeah, I'm saying previous. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. But I'm saying like the Bloodseeker ban, you get the value for the Pango.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you're like opening up these Watson heroes you know are going to come down the line. And Bloodseeker is like a Naga counter, so maybe you're keeping it open too.
I thought the Primal Beast was part of the previous set of bans.
No, I think they were keeping this Naga open. Because if you look at Undying Brood opener, I think Naga's up on your radar.
Sure,
like, oh, that's pretty juicy, you know? But I think Drow has a pretty good matchup for set hero. You still have another pick, so they felt like Slark was just better here. But I do think they were debating it. So now I think Shopify still need another initiator, right? Again, like, I think you're looking at Puck here if you're Shopify. Ember ban, Visage ban. It's got to be Puck unless you're going Storm, and then if you go Storm, you're gonna get the media backlash.
You're gonna get memed on by Reddit.
I don't think it's too bad here, though. Honestly, I mean, Tree Rubik is pretty tough. And Slark is pretty tough. Like, it's a rough Storm game, but you have the Agi from Drow. You know?
Think Bulba ever thinks about that?
No, he doesn't care. He's long past it.
But if we pick Storm,
if anything, it's hardened him over the years.
That's true. That is a man who's gotten so much hate.
It's like bare knuckle boxing.
Social media.
Yeah. You throw them in like an actual boxing ring, it's pillows. You're hitting them with pillows at this point. They banned the puck. The Storm is back on the menu, boys.
No.
It's back on the menu.
Is there any other disabler?
I mean, there's like Invoker, right?
Okay.
But
I can kind of dig it.
I don't think the Quasflexes look that great this patch. I don't know if it's on their radar. There's the Bats banned, the Embers banned. The Primal Beast is out. Oh, Tiny was still in the pool. Okay.
Mid-Tiny.
So that's, I like that. That's good because that's the type of hero they need here, right? So like low CD kill power with the Hoodwink, you get your stunner, get your initiator, get your guy to go in. That does it for me. And that is an entity classic right there. Ooh.
Straight to the Darkseer. Is it a good Darkseer game?
I mean, it's good with their lineup, right?
Sure.
They love this tree Darkseer combo. Katayomi loves this 4 tree as well. So you get that going. You get the Shell Surge this Slark, which can be pretty nice for him. It's a lot of extra damage going through. Wall and aggressive Vac, it's like okay, you know. I think their lineup's pretty good with Darkseer. And I think the Darkseer can shine here, but I also think this Undying Drowling can destroy them.
That was my thought. I feel like Darkseer is a hero that does need a better lane. Not necessarily like a dream lane or anything like that, but you do not want to have this hero hard shut down.
No,
I think
you don't want to have him chain feeding and way behind in levels.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still think Arteezy is one of the best laners in terms of safe lane laning, understanding the matchups and how to abuse them early on. So I think there's a chance they can destroy this lane. And I think if you're Shopify, I think you want to go into this game with that mindset, like, all right, let's keep this Darkseer like level 3. And
no,
we're gonna be happy.
Shopify thinking really hard about lanes? Couldn't be.
I mean, hey, you know, you can make fun of them, but like, you also got to play to your strengths.
Yeah.
If you have good laners, if you have like the best safe laner in the world, you should use it.
Yeah, I mean, up until TI10, they were basically one of the most consistent teams in Dota's history.
Yes.
Right? Like,
and if anything, I think
third places, multiple grand finals appearances.
Yeah, there's a lot to that. I think the game has gone away from laning being as valuable as it used to be, which hurts them a lot. And I don't think they've made up for it in other areas necessarily. But that doesn't mean they can't. That doesn't mean they still can't make it work for them, right?
Yeah.
So that's
good luck to everyone except Fishman. You can always rely on. You know what? What I appreciate Saberlight being on this team is it gives Shopify a little bit of a personality. When frankly they, despite being a veteran team that has been together for a long time, they don't really. He said only have fun to you. So he still gives them a little.
I mean, Fishman gave him the sad face, and I think he felt bad. So I gave him a tip. He's like, you can have fun. I don't want any luck, but you can have fun.
Yeah, I don't want you to win.
I also like how Saberlight trash talks, but like nobody else.
Yes.
On Shop.
Like the rest of the team is just like the pure professionals of Dota 2. But you know, Saberlight is a clown.
You think tall flies just sitting there like, yo, Saberlight, focus up.
Yeah.
Stop getting distracted. It is an interesting dynamic with this team. You know, you think of like the other four, they've been together so long. I think they're like a very serious, calm, cool, collected team. Yeah. You know, they have their occasional bits, and then you just throw this Saberlight. It's like a monkey's wrench into a pit. Just fling that in there, see what happens.
I also think that in order to, I think right now, at this point in history, if you're joining the Shopify team, you need a person who has a strong personality. What kind of personality that is, I think maybe can vary. But I think if you don't have a strong personality, you just kind of lose yourself in this pre-dynamic that already exists.
It can happen. I think he's a good acquisition in that sense. Like, I think Saberlight's going to come in. He's just going to like do his own thing. At the same time, he is a bit malleable. Like he's an easy guy to be a teammate with.
Yeah, he said
specifically
he left TSM because he felt like he wasn't growing and learning as much. Not because it was TSM. Like he didn't feel like TSM was a problem or anything.
He probably hated Moon, but you know what can you do? Who doesn't at this point, though?
But mostly it was just like, you know, it's time. That's what I appreciate about Saberlight is that he looks like he is a player that is accepting, like, I'm not coming into this to win TI right now. I'm coming into this to like learn and get better and, you know, like 2-3 years
come
down
on,
the
Cap.
line,
That's what every player says. That's what they all say. Then they get to TI and
but
it's
Saberlight is pretty
I'm here to
different.
win TI. TI's the only... Okay, this is what happens. Players, I'm a growth mindset, long-term, blah, blah, blah. And then every year, it's like TI's the only thing that matters. That's all players think about. Well, which is it? Are you growing or are you getting the check? You can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, do you think Saberlight is lying?
No, I think he got both. You know? I think he's very happy right now. We'll see if it pays off. I think I understand it. Like playing with these guys, you are going to learn a lot, right? There's a huge amount of knowledge between them. They're extremely fast learners. They know how to talk through things, problem solve extremely quickly. It's one of the strengths of this team since forever. So it's always tempting to play with them in that sense. I think tempting sounds bad, but like you always feel like you're going to gain something no matter what, you know?
Sure. You know, he spends a year with the CG team. Next year, he can join Puppy and win team.
Exactly. Bulba's going to tank all the flame.
that is actually a good point. When you join this team, you are not going to get... I mean, this team actually does... We were talking about this team probably. This organization... Well, not an organization, but this group of players, as their representatives, the best in anime, probably have the most haters online.
They got a lot of haters. You got to use that.
But if you do join, it does mean like at least half those haters are going to put the blame on the coach rather than you.
It's a double-edged sword, man. I don't envy that job. But let's stop talking about random nonsense, guys.
Okay.
Because there's a game going on and there's waves being pulled. And this is a classic anti-Undying maneuver, right?
Yep.
If you don't want to lane versus Undying Drow with insane lane mechanics, you just don't lane at all. Job's done.
For sure.
Job's done.
I feel like the better, the really good Undyings, they do this though, and then they take every last hit. They like decay you, and you're like, haha, this creep wave, and then he just goes and denies every single creep right in front of you because he hits like 10 damage.
Yeah, Undying's one of the guys who can actually man up at the 1-on-2 too, without fearing you're gonna get turned around and killed or something. Yeah. But this is still, I think, the right play for meta here. I don't think you just wanted to lane this straight up double
There's
melee.
no fantastic solutions. It's just better than
Your goal is to get Dark Zero levels. This farm's going to suffer. Your aggressive potential is going to get shut down. But maybe you get it back later, and at least you're getting the XP. Like, the XP is guaranteed. I say that, though, and Artur drags it over and meets him halfway. So
he did lose 2 creeps to the tower, though. So, ultimately, the creep wave's still going to push in.
This is like a mixed bag up here, honestly. I think it's going okay for Envy. They get this double wave coming into them, which they should be pretty happy about overall. Actually, in the end, yeah, this worked out. I don't really know how, but they're going to be pretty happy with this back for the range group. Yeah. Nice. Toby gets a range deny as well. Oh no. Oh, no. All right, he doesn't get the range deny, but...
Now it turns back on him, and now he's going to take a ton of damage.
Doesn't surge.
Is Toby dead? Oh, no. They're going to just keep running him down. The slows are stacking up from the zombies, and Fly gets the first blood. It was going well. It was pushing into him. Yeah. He just needed to not die.
I mean, that was a perfect read by Shopify, right? Yep. Like, you back that ranged.
Bottom lane, Watson going for a team fight, and does manage to kill Saberlight. Just straight up, this is why you like the Slark versus the Broodmother, one of the few heroes that loves to be able to keep fighting the Broodmother even through the Ombre Insatiable hunger.
Oh, you're back
now you're knowing how much I read spell names.
Oh, you really read spell names. The Spanish is hurting you. Full immersion, you asked for it.
I mean, what can I say? I learned Japanese in high school instead of Spanish, so
it's your loss. It's hurting us all now.
It really is.
But I mean, good punish here for Shopify top. The Brood loss. Not what you want to see. You don't want to feed too many kills to this Slark.
Oh, nice vacuum back. Arteezy actually has to go for the TP back.
He's almost dead. Ooh.
And Fly,
maybe he is dead.
For this double ion shell, body blocking really nicely. Okay, Entity back in business.
They strike back. That's an expensive strike too, because Artur has no regen.
Yeah.
Like, he flew out another Wraith Band. He's like, oh, I'm winning the lane hard. Now you get struck. I mean, he's getting dove.
Yep, they're going to go for it.
He's dead.
Why
no
not?
TP.
There's no support around. They kill Arteezy. Now he has to walk out to the lane. They are fully back in business, and there is a fire sale going on right now.
Watson will pay the price bottom, so both those lanes getting swung back the other way after the initial kill.
Weird.
Yeah, you usually don't see this, but making it work. That's a huge kill bottom as well, because now Saberlight is fully back in the lane. He gets so much time to just get solo XP. Crit can leave. Crit on his usual warding mission. This is a classic maneuver of his since I think when he was OG. Back all those years.
Watson comes back and immediately just starts laying into Saberlight. trying to get some revenge for the earlier revenge. And it does push him out of lane entirely.
We'll look at the 2-on-1, but that's a big kill mid, right? Now you're accelerating Abed. And this is also the Shopify gameplay. They want Crit to be able to make these mid rotations, to give Abed runes, to give him the early ganks. This is where Crit excels as a player. He's one of the best roamers in the world. It just hasn't been a roam meta, right? But if you can make these plays...
It's been a long time since 4 was like a dedicated roam.
Yes. So it's tough. But these little things where you can get vision out, get a cheeky kill, come back to lane, if you don't lose too much, it really helps how Shopify want to play. Because, again, the Tiny in this game is the fight starter. He's a lot of your early mid damage. He's the guy you want to be strong that's going to enable the supports. So if he's having a good game, it's way better than getting Brood like 2 more CS, you know? Who cares? And that said, Brood's doing fine. Fishman down again.
Yeah, kills the Rubik, and it's a big bump in experience. Fly does die in the top lane, but it's going to be a trade out. The bigger kill, the Darkseer, ends up going down. So for TZ, feel a lot better, especially after his death walk out to lane.
Yeah, I mean, that hurt, but... Yeah, that just hurt. There's no but there. Yeah, he's getting something back now. Now 3 heroes mid for Entity. Trying to deny that rune. It will get denied. So Fly's going to have to refill here. 6 heroes mid. This is really like a mid-tempo oriented game, right? Pango and Tiny. Both heroes that want to get the power runes, abuse the tempo. I have to walk back for the bottom. Also, something small that Crit did, I just want to highlight. It was actually really cool. So he was walking on this bottom radiant outpost, and he purposely showed on this outpost to show them that he was heading towards mid, and then doubled back and didn't go towards mid. Now, it didn't achieve anything because they had a radiant ward there anyway. But he was faking the roam to mid, right?
Yeah.
And then he didn't actually go.
And that's such a weird mind game because it's like...
Because they know they see him too.
Yeah, like it's nobody walks into that.
That's why it's kind of weird.
So it's like it would be weird for him to do that in the first place. So then you
but that's why I think
he's doing it intentionally.
That's why I think it's the ultimate mind game. He's like triple mind gaming them, you know.
So they think, oh yeah, maybe he's actually doubling back, but then they think too far into it, and he's like, no, he's trying to trick us.
Exactly, because he knows we know, and we would think that.
It's like I know you know that I know that you know, so I'm gonna double back.
Yes, and none of it mattered because they had a ward. But
and none of it mattered because he had a ward the entire time.
But yeah, it was pretty cool. I think he like actively thought about it, you know.
Yeah. I think he looks back at the replay. It's like, I wonder if my mind game worked.
I mean, this little stuff is, if it's free, then it's just free, right? Like maybe the guy sees you on the minimap for half a second. He's like, where is this guy going mid? And then you change the bit of his mentality for that second of the game.
Sure.
And that's just free. It doesn't cost you anything. But anyway, enough about the random sidetracks you put us on, Cap. 8-minute rune?
8-minute power rune, and Stormstormer preemptively uses the Rolling Thunder to try and secure it. Sadly for him, he guessed wrong in the 50-50.
So no rune. That is unfortunate. Look at these like level 6's bottom. Watson almost there on this Slark. That's when he's going to be... He's good to do whatever he wants here.
Yeah.
So he did pretty well in this lane. I mean, I always think Slarks have a rough early game, but they got the early kill, and he's going to get the 6. And I think that's the majority of what they wanted. I'm still thinking in the top lane, there's a lot of potential here for Entity. Like, your Darkseer has a lot of levels. He has Arcane Boots, highest net worth on your team, actually. What happens if you send Tree up here, you send Pango, start these collapse? Shopify's going to start it first.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bringing the Tiny down here, gets spotted on that same ward that spotted Crit earlier. That ward has proved very valuable. It's going to save both Watson and Fishman's life.
Yeah, Watson actually not even TPing back to the fountain, goes to the mid tier 2. Starting neutral, so fully efficient.
Here's the dive top.
Yep, big dive. Trying to finish off Arteezy. Kataomi does manage to complete the kill before he dies underneath the tower.
Yeah, this is the kill I'm worried about. Like, I don't think Artur wants to be up here this long, but there's not a lot else you can do on the map. Maybe you take mid, you force Abed to roam. Maybe you just go bottom and convert on the tower, but you can't stay there because Brood has to stay there. He's kind of just stuck up here, and this dive is really strong. Like, look at the levels of net worth on this tree and Darkseer, right? It's probably the strongest in the game right now. They're going to collapse again. Why?
They just keep on killing it in this top lane. They're making full use of this Darkseer with the melee support and 2 melee cores. We haven't seen the Slark yet, but the Pango coming up here and utilizing the Ion Shell. Really nice.
Watson gets to soak some XP mid, so decent efficiency here for Envy. Again, Darkseer early games tend to be a bit slow, right? So as long as you get through them, generally you're happy because Darkseer's all about those mid-game team fights. And that said, he's top of the net worth on Darkseer. So maybe he's slow, but he's having the best game of everybody.
Really is. Both the offlaners having a significant amount of
Flash is gonna
success.
get.
Yep. Fly. It's going to die again. Not even needing to use the Rolling Thunder.
That's a feels bad death right there, man. Like, remember, these Undyings nowadays goes max decay. And this max decay, you kind of want to be winning like those random skirmishes.
Sure.
You either want to win the lane super hard or you want to win those skirmishes. It's what the build's designed to do. And you're just chain dying like this. It's 5 deaths on this Undying. It's a lot. They add up.
Now they're going to use a Rolling Thunder because Crit was making his way towards both Stormstormer and Watson. They thought maybe they could kill him. He does double back, but, oh, nice use of the ultimate to get up the cliff. He's still going to be caught, though. Nowhere to run to. And nowhere to hide. We'll eventually kill him.
That took a while, but we'll get him. XP per Fishman.
No stat for Watson.
That feels lame. So now they're going to put Abed up here versus Darkseer interaction a little bit at least. To give Arteezy the triangle, which he probably the best place he wants to be right now. I don't think you can do it any other way. And Abed has Blink. So he's having a pretty decent game here. Treads Blink at 11. Decent timing, level 9. Like pretty much full combo online. Time to sync something up and get some work done, right? You got to get your Hoodwink and Tiny owning together. Get some cheeky kills, open up the map, maybe connect with the Brood on a mid clash when he has mech, which he's closing in on. That's the type of fight the Shopify won right now. And that's also going to drag your Undying back in the game. He wants to join the fight with a TP and drop the tome. There's the Bushwhack.
Good grab. Fast kill the Fishman.
I didn't even have to have the Blink for that one.
No, they did not. And they also secure with that move the Power Rune. So offense refilling this bottle. An Invis Rune, which is pretty deadly on a Tiny.
Yeah, there's got smoke here anyway.
Are able to make use of it. 4-man smoke. And they think, or sorry, that was Fly drawing. He wanted him to go down, but instead countered by somebody else's call. Arteezy drew a line up to top and Crit is leading the way there.
I mean, this read was correct. They were doing this ancient stack with Darkseer.
Yeah.
So Artor gets some.
They didn't finish the ancient stack, so this is pretty sick.
Yeah, why not? They're gonna run into this Darkseer tree, but Abed has Blink.
If he can get the two of them, he's going to try and burst down the tree protector with the help of the Hoodwink. Not quite enough damage, but Crit is going to come through, and surely he's going to land this Bushwhack, slows him down with the Acorn Shot to make sure that the Bushwhack lands, and Abed can land the last hit if he wants to.
I was an Invis Pig. Don't see that ever. All right, so they're getting some action done with this kill squad, right? Which is what you want to do with this Blink. Ideally, you want to get this mid tower with the Brood off of another one of these fights that you bring her in and then convert off it. But I think they're waiting for that Greaves timing. And I think that's fine. I don't think you have to play this game super fast if you're Shopify. Like, you have Drow. If the Darkseer is not forcing the skirmish with the start he had, I think you're pretty happy with that too, right? So, some good moves here. Good. It's looking like a good setup for a mid game from Shopify, but they're going to have to do it eventually into this Darkseer team fight. And that's going to be the question. When does Toby want to get involved in this game? Because he has just been farming. He's been doing the Ancients with this offlane Darkseer, so he has been given full priority. Now the question is, what are you going to do with that priority? He has a Greaves done. He's level 10 almost.
What do you think you should, like, is this a hype game? Do you think you should go Blink Dagger and get initiation?
I don't think you need the initiation. I think it'll come later from Pango and Slark, but you're going to have to choose when to take the fights with them, because right now, you're getting run at and you're dying on the rest of your team.
Oh, the counter toss attempted by Fishman to get Stormstormer out of that Bushwhack, but instead just puts Abed right in front of him, and they immediately go for the surround on this mid-tier 1 tower.
So this is that mid-clash with the Brood, right? I don't think Entity were ready for this at all, and they kind of just got trailed into it. And now you're giving Shopify even more off this move than necessarily just giving up the tower if you just want to give it up. Because you're in catch-up mode with this Slark. He's not ready to fight yet. Ags is his big window. Once he has that, then you can take these Slark fights with the Ag pounces and going in with the Darkseer. So maybe Entity just have a longer horizon here in terms of when they want to fight. But I do think some type of engagement there was doable with how strong your Darkseer is, right? Like you plant the tree with Overgrowth, max armor, and you force Shopify into you. So right now you're just bleeding kills. Your Tango's dead again.
Yeah, Stormstormer is not having a fun time in this game. They either got to connect to the Darkseer or Darkseer's got to connect with them. Watson does show up on the other side, starts putting pressure onto RTZ, but at the same time, with the Broodmother here, look at Watson. Saberlight's just trying to stay in front of Watson, but you can't body block him while you're underneath the webs.
Got him.
He's just dead. The Drow Ranger just got right-clicked by like 15 times and slowly died to Watson, who's completely uninterrupted, almost gets killed on Abed. Maybe he's going to die to this bushwhack. Oh, he slipped away for just a second, but is still in vision for the nuke, and Saberlight does manage to get that kill. Turns back on to Kataomi. Does walk away with webs now. Kataomi with the ion shells trying to fight through everything, but it's a little bit too much. Toby now trying to get Stormstorm back into play, but the bushwhack stops him from hitting the shield crash. Now he goes for the Rolling Thunder.
That's a 50 decay Undying.
Trying to hit anybody at this point in time. They found crit in the trees here. Used the ultimate to bump over the side, but finally it lands right on top of him. A fly continues to run at them. His decays are even beginning to tick out. That's how long this fight has gone. RTZ is back into play here. He shows up to this fight. Multi-shot goes out, scares back up an Entity, but they slow down the Undying, and I think they're going to make short work of him.
I don't know,
they're
man.
Actually scared.
48 stolen
They're going
strength.
for Saberlight. They kill him.
You're just farming Wildekins?
He was just farming, and he didn't know they had vision right there.
Ooh, now he knows.
Yeah, now he knows for sure.
Did they even have vision actually? Oh, they did. Yeah, they had that ward. It's on top of the sentry. I mean, I don't know what that fight was. That got extended by way longer than it should have, and I'm pretty sure that favors Entity here, right? Because Watson got the big Drow kill.
I mean, Watson, like, I was like, there's no way he's going to kill this Drow Ranger.
Just walked him down.
Right click. He just hit for like 15 seconds.
Man needed help, man. Needed a Force Staff or a Pike or something.
Yeah, seriously.
And I guess that's the Darkseer involvement. I think it was a little late. I don't think you wanted your Pango dying twice before that type of fight happened for you, but again, this Darkseer is strong.
Well, like you said, they need a Force Staff or something. Fly immediately picks up one.
Yeah, he's pretty farmed, honestly. Yeah, like, he was doing a lot of work in that fight. He got a huge amount of case off. Force Staffs
net worth of all the supports.
Oh,
you don't say that very often about Fly.
Especially on a dying, right?
Yeah.
So he's a big boy. He's been doing work in these fights, and that Force Staff is huge. Because if you look at this Entity lineup, Force Staff pretty much counters everything.
Yeah.
It's a done deal. So that's a huge pickup here for Shopify in this early game. And Ovid is continuing to do work. 2-1-8. This Hoodwink Tiny combo has been finding the openings and making Stormstormers like hell.
Yes, Stormstormer is getting crushed this game. But he's still higher net worth than the Drow. So, you know, he's having a bad game, Ortiz's having a bad game. I think he'll take that trade-off. I think.
You'll take it, but you're not super happy about it, you know? This Tiny can scale, too. And you gotta remember this. He's going Echo Saber here. He's gonna do some serious deeps. And the thing about Tiny in this game is because there's no real hard lockdown, you get the Force Stabs up for Shopify, and you help this Tiny disengage after a jump. He gets another jump off. That's when this hero becomes a monster.
I mean, what if he goes Ags? I think Ags is pretty legit in this game.
He could, yeah. He could just go straight carry Tiny if he wanted to.
I mean, that Slaughter is poor Slart. He hates that kind of intense AoE damage.
Very true. We might see it. I don't know if Shopify's seeing this smoke flank, though. Oh, he has a ward.
Abed! Oh! Got the hit on him, but a toss away! Is that going to be enough? Stormstormer's going to chase after him, the TP away. They get him with the telekinesis. They throw him back down into the Rolling Thunder. And now Abed is dead, and Watson's going to show up for last hits. That precious agility. Don't let him get away. Oh, no! The swashbuckle misses.
Zip zap.
Oh,
that's when you play that
wah, so
wah
bad.
sound. That's not. I mean, the thing is, Fishman could have just stuck on him too. He was like, "All right, he's dead. I'm giving you the kill." And walked away. That's one of those whoops. That's a big whoops, you know. It's a level 13 Tiny. You don't get the kill. You don't get the gold, the XP, the time off the map. Or Pango's not getting killed. That's base for Drow, and Drow is going to climb the charts.
He
top tower
Fishman did
is
manage
under
to
attack.
steal Lanzamiento, which is Tiny's toss.
All right, thank you. Welcome to Cap's bilingual educational stream, everybody. Where he attempts,
I did do a little Duolingo.
yeah,
before
where he
I came
attempts
here.
to learn Spanish through
You
Dota
can
spells.
You can't tell at all, I'm sure.
I can't tell anything. Your pronunciation is terrible. I'm sure Avo is somewhere with his head in his hands right now, crying.
Well, they should have given me a Dota with English.
No, that has nothing to do with you. I think he's just crying somewhere, independent of what's happening on this channel.
I was constantly in that state.
All
All right, he's going to go Shard next on Darkseer. Really?
Damn. The trail.
I didn't think that Shard was good. That is the Firefly-like trail when
Yeah,
you
but
use
let me
Surge.
tell you something, Cap.
Uh-huh.
Let's say you get another fight like that previous one, where Watson just walks our Thor down for like 20 seconds, and you run in front of him this time, and you leave the trail. This thing is kind of annoying. I've played versus it. It's better than people give it credit for.
Yeah, annoying doesn't mean good, though.
Sometimes it does. Watson. Careful there, my lad. He's got Exo.
He's got
And
eggs.
this is smoke on smoke. I don't know if Shopify think they're all here on Entity, but they are. Brood is not. So
I feel like
numbers
this all
in.
comes down to whether or not Stormstormer gets off the Rolling Thunder, and he gets off the
Toby's
roll up.
gone.
Now he's going to be able to go for it, but without Toby, they got to just retreat.
Hobbit just had their number this game, man.
Yeah, he has.
And the single burst from him plus crit is guaranteed kill.
Oh, yeah, because Crit's got the boomerang, so that's just amping up Tiny's damage.
Oh, that boomerang.
Yeah, almost got it.
I mean, that was a pipe Greaves Darkseer that got evaporated. Like, he's tanky. Didn't get either of them off, but that's because he's getting jumped, right? So that's like the best target you can find. I think if you're Shopify, you're pretty happy with this position because now you have Hurricane Pike on Arteezy. Your Tiny and Hoodwink are online with the boomerang. You're building into your pipe on Brood, which is flying out right now. So you're matching the auras, and you have the extra 4 stabs. So you can kite the fight out. There's no big single burst on Entity, right? Entity have to take the long extended fights here, and now you have the utility on a Shopify to be able to take those. So you can think about just forcing the fights or forcing the objectives here, I think. Fighter on the Tombstone, maybe tier 2, maybe a Roshan. Depends how strong Arteezy thinks he is, but I think it's well within the capability. I don't think this 5-on-5 should be too scary here if you're prepared for it. But that is the question. Will you be prepared for it? Or will Entity catch you sleeping with the trail?
The trail. He's got to be better use of 1,400 gold on Darkseer. He bought it.
It looks pretty cool, though.
How much damage a second does it do?
35 in half-second intervals, so technically
So
7.
70. It's like a radiance.
Dire are scanning.
If you're hitting.
And you can disable the trail.
Oh, I guess if you're smoked and you want to surge somebody you don't want to show. I mean, you know what? Shout out to Valve for preemptively thinking of that.
Or for Nyx, he can't carapace you off the trail. He can only
true.
carapace you off your 10 other spells.
Yeah. Darkseer's not great against that hero. Somehow Darkseer is still top net worth.
I mean, Toby, I'm telling you, Toby's just been farming this game, man. He is not. They haven't really wanted the skirmish too early. They're playing for this later timing with like the Slark second or third item. And he's up to Ags plus Mage Slayer now. So he has an extra bit of tank ability. He can go in. Definitely going to play for the super extended fight here.
I really like that idea. The Mage Slayer, I think, is a great idea.
If you get the Tiny.
Yeah, to help him prevent being bursted by the Tiny and then also limit the damage when he's on the Tiny of the heroes.
I can see it'd be good if you get him a Tiny, but Hobbit's just been jumping you first, right?
True.
This has been the biggest problem. Like, you got to prevent this guy getting the initiation because you have the 4 stabs to bail him out too. So it's not like Hobbit's going to die on the jump, I think. Especially with BKB now. You do not have any damage through BKB.
So it sounds like to me we would prefer to BKB instead of Mage Slayer.
Maybe.
Or, aka Matamagos.
Or maybe just some more damage or something, you know? I mean, Mage Slayer is not bad. Like, it's good on this hero. It makes sense for what they want to do. But Abba is a force to be reckoned with. And he is just in.
Yep. Once again, he's going to find the initiation. Stormstormer. Oh, the roll up and the rolling thunder. Oh, nice vacuum wall combination, catching 2, and they got the overgrowth on the back line too as well. Here comes Stormer. They followed
They're
up
on
with
the
another
Drow.
hit from Kataomi. The Drow Ranger is dead, and they're going to find even more. Stormstormer sticking on top of the Hoodwink. Abed does have his BKB though, so he's going to run a little bit wild. They got to be careful of that one. In fact, Abed thinking about coming back in with the next round. Crit's going to die first though, and Entity do jump away on the Slark before Abed could pounce. Keep up this pressure. See if they can catch anybody else with this Ag Slark. They decide against it.
Man, that's a hard place to fight if you're Shopify. Like,
Yeah.
Abed just blinks high ground in a triangle. If you're not jumping Darks here, he's going to pipe Greaves the guy you go on. Which is what happens. Stormstormer lives, finally. He lives, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Watson's already on the backline. He's still going on the backline here. Extra stacks. 35 Essence shift.
I think so. Abed did catch Stormstormer. He
Yes.
should have been expecting a gust from Drow. So did he jump too far ahead of Arteezy, or did Arteezy get caught by the tree first?
He was really far. I don't think Crit or Tor could follow up on that jump. I think it was just a little too split. And the thing is, Watson instantly jumped Arteezy on the backline, so he's just getting hit by Slark.
Yeah.
It's a tough fight. Like, the way that it's positioned, the way the jump happens. Rough. And then, of course, Darkseer gets the free counter initiate there. Now you're in a situation where you have to fight into the pit to this. There is Rolling Thunder as well. Could just rolling for this.
This is a dangerous spot. Going for Roshan. Oh, nice hit. Stormstormer prevents Abed from getting the initiation. They're going to chain stun him here. They're not able to commit to doing Roshan. Watson has to TP out. This is getting weird. Rosh
really
is so
weird.
low. Now Arteezy can go for it. There's a wall on out. Abed committing for the kill onto Toby. Didn't have quite enough burst damage. Goes inside the pit. Looks to finish up Rosh. But the overgrowth at the same time with back on top of the wall. Arteezy's so
Watson's
low.
back.
One more hit. Stormstormer gets him with a shield crash. Now the Ion Shell. It's going to burn out Fly. Watson's back in a
Fight
play.
for Rosh.
Roshan's going to die soon. Abed gets it. He gets the Aegis. Picks that one up. But are they going to lose this fight? Even with the second life of Abed, he's
The
going to die
stacks.
to Watson here. And the stats are just building up for Watson. He has a healing salve even. Pops it to be able to chase after Crit. Hits him with a pound. Slowed down by Kataomi. See if they can catch him. At the same time, Abed's just being controlled inside of the pit. Crit slipping away. Spots the Dream Protector. He's going to be able to get back. Watson went back into play to finish off Abed. So they do kill the more important of the two. Tor of Shopify Rebellion dies. What a weird fight. I can't believe Watson. How did he get back so quickly?
It's the Ag Slark. He's just running and pouncing. And
Did he
gets
TP
it.
all the way back to Fountain?
No, I don't think he TP found.
Okay. I was about to say there's no way
Yeah.
he went all the way
So,
back.
very nice, like, de-engage, re-engage here for Watson, and now he has 20 stacks. He's still looking on the map. They had to clear out that tombstone at the end of it. It was doing some serious damage, but the 3-man back, more powerful than that tombstone, which stayed up for that whole Roche fight.
I wonder if Shopify thought that he TP'd back. I mean, at the
They
very
might have,
least,
yeah.
they said this Lark was gone.
I mean, we didn't expect him to be there.
Yeah. I wonder if they, like, part of all the craziness that happened there was them trying to force the fight while this Lark is gone. Take Roshan. Crit. Stormer. Nice little dodge there. Crits as the Rolling Thunder doesn't hit him a second time.
Yeah, high ground tome. Got to be a little careful of that, but these tiny jumps, if it's not synced with the hoodwink damage, it's not enough damage on its own, right? We saw him, Toby, near kind of the end of that, and Toby just shrugged it off. Like, you pipe, you grease back up. You're not solo bursting anybody here if you're Hobbit, so you gotta either play for the tossbacks into the team, or the damage has to be there during that combo. And I think at this point, you probably play for the tossbacks. I don't think you just want to jump combo some guy and run away. It doesn't feel like, because then Watson goes in, and he's not scared of anything, and he starts getting stacks up and hitting your drow, hitting a support, and the fight becomes very obnoxious.
It does look like Abed's going to go for the Axe build because he wants to queue up a Crystallis Axe.
He's going to have to BKB here. Or Seal
Nice
Totem.
use of the Ogre Seal Totem to get him a push down, vacuum back in, but Telgus, he is finally forced to use his BKB and does manage to get a toss back there, but Watson, he's got the shard on the Slark, so he protects himself, goes back, tries to deal the fly. Stormstormer will commit to finish him off. Don't worry, boys, I got him. Or does he? Still
So
not
tanky.
enough. The green's keeping him alive. He's going to stand up.
God damn, son.
Wow.
The ores in this meta, man. It is tough to kill people.
Yeah.
That said, you're giving a lot of stacks to Slark when this type of thing happens, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like nothing's happening, but at the same time, Watson's getting stacks up. This is the kind of skirmishes Watson does not mind playing at all. Like, all right, I'll take a free 16 essence chip. Then maybe I'll go back in, right? Didn't cost me anything. Cost me a depth shroud. Sure. And that depth shroud is another tool they can use to stop this tiny as their smoke gets broken.
Kataomi does manage to, with his shard, break the smoke, blink away before anybody spots him.
We have Ags on Darks here now. He's so far. How is he so far in this game, man?
I mean,
It
this
is
is what
Darkseer.
happens when you lane on Darkseer.
Yeah, it really is. And like a lot of the fights can only die a couple times in 7, 3, and 9.
Yeah, really, it was just that one fight where he got bursted down first. Otherwise, I think he's been alive for
Pretty much all of it. Yeah. I mean, this lineup's online now, right? This is where they want to strike. All 3 of your cores are online. You have the Basher on the Pango. You're getting to your 3rd item on Slark, and your Darkseer is rip, man. This guy's been at the gym all day, pounding the iron. He's about to go into a bodybuilding contest.
Do you think that with the tiny Ags build and the multi-shots, like, do you think they have answers for late game? Because it's looking right now that, like, Entity kind of owns the game. I don't think anything's real quick.
If they can keep the spacing in the gap, yes, I think Drow can win the fight.
Okay.
But I think it's going to be hard to do that for Pango and all these surges. You also have this random overgrowth that might just screw you at some point, too.
Yeah, true.
The fights are so chaotic here for any. It's how these guys like to play these lineups. Like, there's going to be a slow bouncing somewhere, Pango rolling somewhere else, someone's getting lifted, someone else is getting backed. It's just so much mess. Whereas Shopify just want to lay down their multi-shot and combo something, you know?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's very tough. You have to ideally let Entity go into you so the fight is more structured. Like, if the ideal fight for Shopify, Entity running into their tombstone where they have vision, Abed can jump somebody, and Artor has proper spacing setup with the Undying Tiny front line. That Hoodwink and Drow just punish shoulder damage into them. And, you know, Brood's doing Brood things. I don't know. Brood's just there. Watch it. For their many eyes.
What is the likely to do? Well, he's building a scythe next item.
Pretty nice here, right?
Provide some chain stun on the block.
I do think the scale is solid here for Shopify. I would not underrate it. Drow is pretty spooky.
Yes. And he has the Frostbite.
Yeah, very
which
nice.
Is, can be good against Slark. Like, let's say Dark backs and then pops his ultimate, and then you hit him with each shot.
Yeah, could be decent. I just think it's all about the spacing here. Like, Artor can sit there and be turret. Getting those bolts off. The fight's probably going to look pretty decent. But if the fight gets way too chaotic, people are jumping in and out, supports are dying, there's no real structure. Godspeed. There's going to be a lot of purple balls flying around.
A lot of spiders flying around right now, too. Saberlight's just constantly throwing them around the map to get vision.
Yeah, he's been doing this pretty much every game, I think.
Yeah.
You can block camps, be super annoying with the vision. I hate playing versus stuff, man.
Me, too. We should remove all micro.
That's an interesting Which every hero should have one unit and one spell, and you go to mid lane and you press it on each other. Ooh. And whoever has higher MMR wins. That's a just world.
That is a just world.
I think that's like Pudge Wars.
We should just make every hero a Pudge. That sounds good to me. Everybody has a hook and assortment of different spells.
Dire's top tower is
19 to 17, 34 minutes in this game one of Entity versus Shopify Rebellion. And Entity definitely feels like they're winning the game right now, but Avery did just outline how it's possible for Slark late games to have some issues against Drow and Tiny.
I mean, it does feel like they lost so many.
Yeah, things have slowed down weirdly.
Yes. And
In fact,
Shopify's,
they're scared.
they're getting the items. And they're getting some scary items. Hex is scary. The Ags on the Tiny, like you mentioned, plus a DD rune sitting there. Pretty scary.
Yeah.
This Drow has Shadow Blade almost level 20. Like, this damage is going to get crazy. And if you miss once, you roll and end it at the wrong place, you're just going to die. I like the shields from Stormstormer. The armor is the name of the game here because Shopify's damage is going to be mostly physical going into this late game of what you're worried about. Here's a smoke. DD on Orbit, so they want to use this double damage axe and hope Entity are not ready for it. But you're going to have to find the smoke angle into a Slark team, into Stormstormer, the ultimate ward.
Yep. He can instantly go magic immune, has Blink, has a gem, so he'll be able to see everything. And there he goes. Blink, swashbuckle.
Nicely done. Read it like a book, and he will escape. You also have to think about these day-night intervals in this game, right? If you're Shopify, do you want to fight during the day when that Slark vision?
Oh, yeah.
Seems a bit optimal, right? And some of these moves from them have been like on the cusp of that change, so I think they are thinking about it. But now, you got 5 minutes at night. Makes it a lot harder.
Yeah, it makes it so much harder to keep vision of the Slark when he's moving in and out of team fights, so he gets earlier use of his Shadow Dance.
For sure. And you even have it on Stormstormer, so Entity are upping the vision game. I would not be surprised to see them maybe try and take some fight here, preemptively set up vision to contest this Roshan, because Shopify are just playing for next. They have full vision control. They have Broodlings in the pit. This is the type of setup they want, right? A situation where you force Entity into them and Orbit gets to see something and you're fighting in shot into the tree vault. So if you're Entity, you want to start thinking about preemptively countering this, getting a good angle, your own vision up. Here's the smoke, maybe designed to do that. 3-man smoke, Watson's not in it. That's your like vision and jumper here. It's gonna scurry over.
Yeah, he's keeping with the team. He's not going into smoke.
Oh, he knew they were a triangle though.
Yeah, he immediately went up there, saw Shadow Dance ticking down, and pounced backwards.
So this is a pretty good maneuver from Entity, right?
Yeah.
This is the type angle you want to take, plant a ward, see everything. You have the knife. This is pretty good angle. They're gonna see it all. They're just gonna jump.
Good vision gets the two supports inside of the vacuum with Rolling Thunder there as well, but Abed immediately throws all those trees at them, so they have to back up. Watson's committed.
Nice
Drow
overgrowth.
needs some help. Watson's going to stick on top of this Drow Ranger. Stormstormer's going to help out as well. Hits that Rolling Thunder, sticks on top for a
The
second
punch.
time. Shield crash as well, and he's gone. Now with the Drow Ranger gone, pretty much all of Shopify have to get out of here, but nobody's able to get out. It looks like Abed pulled back down by the telekinesis. Watson eventually going to wait out the scythe device and then the pounce on top of Tiny to finish him out. All the important heroes are pretty much gone. They even got Saberlight.
Maybe.
Kato,
Oh yeah, he's
stick
gone.
with him, and Watson will be able to follow it up with another round of the pounce. That was a beautiful maneuver for Entity. A long wrap around like to the triangle, like you were talking about, getting the vision on the high ground.
They played that perfect. Watson checks the hill. They know they're up there. They get the wrap. They get the ward. Instant 2-man back jump. Rolling Thunder hits them all. They're all forced to pop BKBs early, which means Treant has the best overgrowth of his life. I think he caught 4 of them, and during double BKB there, absolutely debilitating. Tor just gets stuck in it. That's that gap close done. It's sealed, right? Watson was hitting crit. He's like, wait, why am I hitting crit? I can hit the Drow. Just turns, kills him. Abed tries to escape up the cliff, but of course the cliffs have never been Shopify's friend. And they betrayed him in the end. You are not safe on the cliffs.
Oh, pull him back. Toby's just going for solo kills, right? Like they're doing Roshan, and Toby's like, nah, guys, I'm going to find more. He sets up the kill for Watson to follow it up. Fly. He'll done. So now it's another 40 seconds for Shopify to be back in full force.
I mean, this game is completely swung now. You have Aegis on Slark. You just have a field day. He's got the stats up. Full Scotty completed. Darkseer here at level 20 as well off that. So the shell damage just got a huge buff. You have the trail, you have the damage, you have the punch, wall. Darkseer's an absolute menace in this game. And these Entity heroes feel too tanky. Talking damage from Shopify trying to cut through it. That fight, it got too chaotic and got close too quickly. That tree volley looked pretty good, but outside of that, there's just nothing else coming out.
Soon Watson's going to have a basher, so... I mean, it already feels like he hits you with a pounce thanks to the Scotty. You can't get away, but basher would make things even worse in that regard.
I mean, double overgrowth also makes things worse. Full refresher for Katayomi. Ooh. That is tough. He's even got the mangoes to ensure it.
Yeah, I was going to say the nice 3-make stack to help out with that.
It's the way to do it, man. gotta ensure you got that mana. And double overgrowth is brutal here because if you're overgrowth on Shopify, you're not dealing damage. That's 5 cents each. If you have the BKB one, there's no other dispels on these heroes, right? It's solo BKB for Arteezy and Abed. There is nothing else. You get overgrowth, you have to pop it, you get overgrowth again. I think that's just the fight, honestly. And this has just been living the whole time. They don't even care.
That's true.
Sure,
yeah,
have a
kind
full
of like walk past it.
That's the scary thing. It's not like, oh, Tombstone dies and then the 5-on-5 is hard. The Tomb's been up the whole time.
Yeah, I guess, like, what if their heroes really care about Tombstone? Like, the slow aspect and everything? Like, Poe, Darkseer, and Slark all have some movement mechanism that they could just kind of ignore zombies, no problem.
Yep. You got
And
Surge
Tree
on
is
top.
invis half the team fight thanks to his shard, though zombies don't even stick onto him unless there's sentries everywhere.
There's a huge Crick gets found by the punch here. I mean, that was kind of my issue with the Undying into the Pango. I feel like you're already playing this Undying into a hero that just doesn't care about anything you do, right? And obviously the Undying provides a lot, and this is a first base. So I'm not saying it's a bad pick. I think this Entity draft ends up being hard for Fly to have high impact on because it's I trying to imagine him walking up and flesh goal and hitting one of these cores.
Oh, he went for the overgrowth. Abed.
Get
Now he's
another
going to
one.
bonk him in the head, and then Watson will be able to join.
Daring him the BKB.
Yeah, go for it. Use that BKB.
Yeah, there it is. That
Second
feels good.
overgrowth put to use. Bye-bye.
That's tough, man. You got to get on this map and split push it, but so much net worth. Entity's layer. Another basher on the Slark,
Amazing
too.
what you find lying around.
You got to pray to the Drow gods here. The multi-shot of your life.
Dire's middle tower.
Pop the cliff early here.
Yeah, that was pretty early.
Creep wave still coming in, and it survives. So that means Entity will keep the pressure up right now.
No buyback on this tiny, so you're free for 30.
Oddly, maybe a full lane of barracks. Arteezy is showing no signs of coming back anytime soon. He's going to cut a creep wave here with multi-shot.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he didn't jump there the way they've been playing this game.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they don't know this time doesn't have buyback, so you don't want to take a super deep fight there. Any of your overgrowths as well.
His bottom tower is under
Yeah, that
attack.
is a pretty potent factor.
A on disc on Toby. Can't even jump Darkseer, and it feels like if you don't jump him,
Precious bounty.
I don't know how you're winning the fight. Might just the dagger here.
What's a 20? Oh, the token bull.
Brutes 20? Yeah. They always soak them home.
Doesn't really change too much of the game. I'm trying to look if there's anything for Shopify that helps them out right now, but
I think it's a 4 or 5 clump and a tree volley. That's
yeah,
going to
it's
help.
more about Entity making a mistake than any.
Yeah. Or you get a good
timing
pick
or
off.
item.
A DD rune? A DD rune would be nice too. Wait for the 44-minute rune. I don't know. Might find Watson on mid. I mean, this Hex. Like, if you find some core and you Hex him, you just get burst.
Yeah, I mean, they still have an insane amount of burst damage,
Oh, yeah.
especially if they can hit the boomerang before Tiny's combo.
That might be hard to do, but yeah, even just a combo into the multi-shot should be enough. And Arteezy is playing really aggressive here.
Radiant are
He got the
scattered.
scan. Good read by Entity. Just planting themselves on the
Fishman
cliff.
and Stormer both hanging out on the high ground together.
Dire's bottom tower
The cliffs.
is under attack.
Ever Arteezy's mid nemesis.
True. It's true.
The meme one in some form or
I
another.
mean, just imagine if Arteezy walked to that cliff area, Fishman telekinesis him, throws him on top. Now it's 3 heroes on the cliff.
Imagine the next patch moves cliffs from Dota.
Mention
Oh, no.
next patch it gives a new item ladder.
Start from the hub set. You can now plant ladder into your ally to climb on from a cliff.
All right, we're gonna need to make that change to the hub set here. We need to add a cliff area to the background, please.
Can you climb up the ladder to get on top of the cliff?
Yeah, that's what they should get.
And then a slide to get back. It's the future. You should be a game dev. That's all.
Thank you. Got tons of great ideas.
By that I mean you should definitely not ever become an astronaut.
Listen, Avery.
Thank God.
Got
Dota
very
is
good
balanced by
ideas.
more logical individuals.
18,000 net worth lead for Entity with a Slark lineup with no signs of slowing down either. They've got their 25 talents coming in pretty soon, both Slark as well as Pangolier, 24. So those are some pretty massive upgrades waiting on the third Roshan of the game, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, it's 45. Surely it's the third or fourth one. I assume it's third.
Refresher done for me. So all of those spells are now double. And Watson's just going in. Double pounce. Try and force the fight.
You could do this, and there's just a very low chance of you being punished.
Yeah, I mean, what is the punish, right? In theory, the punish is tossed back.
Yeah.
But they have to all be there, and the chances of them just all sitting there.
Once again, Entity is pressuring the base, and RT is in the dire jump, or the radiant.
This is good. He's finding a lot. He's almost level
Yeah.
25.
Under attack.
He's second net worth, though. He's going to cut this wave. This is really good gameplay. Give them a chance.
I forgot. What is, you get the +3 waves. What's the other one for Draw Ranger?
12% marksmanship chance increase.
Which one do you go?
Radiant's top tower is
I
under
I
feel
think
like
you go
against
to
Slark,
waves.
see the waves.
Yeah, I think you go
Radiant
waves this game.
structures
I don't see
are
extra
fortified.
marksmanship doing much. It's not like the armor's the issue this game. It's the
It's being
raw,
able to hit in the first place.
it's the meat, you know?
Yeah.
It's just too much meat on the Zendy lineup. Bigger knife,
Hungry.
bigger tree.
It's lunchtime.
All right, Gab, calm down.
Shop. They don't care about meat. They're looking for some sushi. Chop up that Slark. They not seem to fish him out.
Stormstormer is going to go in. Shivas, give all the vision.
Chivas, tons and tons of information if he could get there, but all of Shopify has backed out. Throw some trees as a parting gift from Abed.
Should have given him the high five. Back to the cliff. Where's your ladder now, fool?
Swashbuckles down the low ground.
Oh, he's
There's a
hexed.
scythe on him. Telekinesis defensive and a force staff. Pushes him out of the gust.
And now Entity have the vision.
Yeah, now they've gone a little bit too far. Toby, blind blink in, doesn't find anything. Actually gets tossed up in the air, not tossed backwards. Watson rounds forward.
back.
They do manage to get the 3-man vacuum. That catches Fly,
Overgrowth.
save the light, and now the overgrowth on top of that one with Stormstormer chasing back away.
Second
Crit,
overgrowth.
not going to do anything, and RTZ is just on the run. These heroes are dead.
Yeah,
They're
it's
all
a
going to get
disaster.
caught. Crit would be lucky to stay alive thanks to a tap, but no, the Blink Dagger Shivas will catch him out. That's going to be a jam drone on the ground as well.
After that, a jump goes awry. You could feel that fight was not going to go their way. They're all in that closed off area, get backed into double overgrowth.
They're going to go for the tier 4s.
Why not?
RTC's already cut the creep wave, so they have this one wave to be able to work with. Might as well put it to the maximum usage and start hitting those tier 4s.
I mean, the ranged creeps are here. So, what's your play? You have fives? Oh, you do. Go
RTC
fives.
took the 12% marksmanship champ. See if that's enough for him to be able to hold just him and Fly for 30 seconds.
All right. The mold dreams.
Aeon Disc, vacuum back in. Oh no, he gets a force staff over to the side. He has some force staff to be able to get him closer to the fountain and in-spy back from Fly on his death. And the Silence hit Watson. They can
got
actually
him.
kill him. He's dead.
He bought Desto for the final fight.
Oh no. Did he really?
Yeah.
Wait, where is it?
What do you mean he has it? Artur.
Oh, Artur bought Desto.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying Watson bought Desto to try and finish up the fountain.
No,
Throne
Easy
fest.
bought Desto. That fight.
Holy crap.
Next level plays for Arteezy. Game live.
Yeah, I mean, that was an intense damage.
There, that's the multi-shot of your dreams.
And now he is queuing up a Divine Rapier. You're in that point of the game.
Roche is up. Roche is
Oh
up, Cap.
my God, Roche is up. That means they can full buyback out of Watson.
They're down for Entity here. You don't have the Darkseer one. You don't have the Treant. Both Aeons are down too. You have 20 seconds. A lot of net worth missing. Gotta force this if you're Shopify. You have Shivas on your Brood. So Desolate with 2 charges on your Drow. Daedalus on your Tiny. Is the damage there? They're going to get
Roche is
Roche.
just dead. Charge Driver's going to try and get in their vacuum.
It's all on the ground.
Roche is dead. Agent's on the ground. Abed picks it up. That means Arteezy is in some trouble here as the Roll Thunder continues to stay on top with a big punch from Toby. They create an illusion. Instant buyback coming out. Entity, they got to be setting here if they want to be able to hold this Watson buyback, which Watson continuing not to pop it just yet. Saberlight sticking on these heroes. Does a scythe. Arteezy's running in. Kataomi spotted as well inside of the trees. Anything they could get it would be big for EG.
Are they gonna get anything?
Yeah, they can't. Kataomi managed to blink himself away. He's going to turn back, fight crit. Watson up in 5 seconds now. But hitting Kataomi, but he does manage to get Theon just blink away. Arteezy's now used his BKB.
And Abed blinked in.
And they get going back into this play.
Don't got anything.
Yeah, now Watson into play, immediately hops onto Saberlight. Saberlight puts himself on a cliff. He's going to be okay for now. The BB being used. There's a buyback on
Arteezy in
Arteezy.
trouble.
It's going to be in the dieback and finish him off and toss over to the side.
Toss save.
Forced after the hit him with the pounce. No, Watson's not letting Arteezy escape. They finish him off with the swashbuckle. Dieback for the carry of Shopify. They're all on the cliffs. They're going to TP out for some of them. Abed comes back with his second off of the Aegis, but it doesn't matter. GG is called. Entity finally finished game number 1.
What is this ending? I don't even understand how we ended up here. So weird.
I mean, it was dark, real dark out. They got a little glimmer of hope because, hey, we killed Watson. They had to go for
They
everything
just
they
couldn't
could.
find anything for like 20 seconds.
Yeah,
There's
they
no
were
star.
chasing and
Didn't get Fishman.
Kataomi.
Force learning for this tournament. Force staff is so, like, if you have one or two stuff Shopify has, they have this tiny combo. They stun somebody, the guy gets forced to run another 1,000 feet. You again, I don't have another multi-sheep. He gets jumped. Then you saw the tiny toss with another force arc. It's the anti-force staff. Double pounce. He catches up. And then somehow all of Shopify end up on my bingo card.
That is true. I like how the force staff was the counter to Slark is the counter to force staff.
I felt because everybody else
have that insane gap close. Yeah.
He had the least issues with force staff. Slark had the least issues with force. Like everybody else is just getting force kited with easy, can't hit people. And even then, Fishman's force. It's just tough.
Well, with 51 minutes, but twice the number of kills as Shopify for them in this series. They close that out with a 2-0 or Chapel to rebel back. We're going to take them right back. number 2 after Entity. Game 1, I would say pretty handedly. I feel in 25 minutes, the game went X 20, 25. It was just like favor.
Yeah, it did feel like a bit. And then they got the last Roche.
They did.
Got that going
but it
for 'em.
did.
Yeah. So, and they all got clipped.
And it says a lot about how far behind.
I thought they would scale a bit better. Fine. Yeah. But I thought the damage more.
Yeah, but at the same time, think of a time out Entity was hitting throne and got targeted and anybody got like initiated. It felt like Entity was always getting the initiative.
It felt like Watson was always on Artesians hitting Watson.
Yeah.
And then you're just stuck in this you know, like that last fight, there's 3-man, you have a double overgrowth waiting, there's 3 brambles down, there's some ion shell.
I thought you meant to say.
No, I just can't speak that for the. You know, there's just too. You're just in this mosh pit on. You don't even know where your hero is. Take your hands off the keyboard. You're like, I'm in there. So if you find me, let me know. Tough. Those 5-on-5s were tough, I felt. Because you had this like tiny hoodwink pickoff. In the 5-on-5, it's not that. Especially if you don't burst the guy you jump.
So what is this pick changing for Shopify? Because they grabbed the Death Prophet. I don't. Good hero versus? I don't think so. He's a tanky melee.
You're like just a splitter single target. Here's fine.
Sure. I don't think.
I mean, you're not shadowed
the Death Prophet at all.
No, it's just okay. So for Shopify, they view counter.
Oh, okay.
All right, team things. So they wanted the Phoenix here. What hero in terms of support duo stuns to catch the map ball. Fly Phoenix gives you the team VP and you know you're protecting the egg too.
Yeah, we charge.
Yeah, especially if you get charged through low CD. It's like
that's a cool idea.
I think these heroes are match. DP tree is like it's a strong combo. Yeah, on DP, you gotta cut. You're still gonna need that down the road here. For Shopside is their second pick here, so they're gonna get. I think is a much more comfort for them since they think about the map. Like last game, you know, they take this arc. It's kind of bad. They take this tiny, and then there's this. They see the lanes, and they're like, all right, we'll just commit the darks. That's a rough. They're a much better second pick team. You got that. But yeah, probably see some lane combos. I also think the breaker. So we'll see Saberlight on one of these like jump action. Even if the lane is a little weak. Because I think it's generally what you want with Phoenix. Style's better for Shopify. I don't think you know, rookie armchair now. Necessarily mean anything, but it's like the Axe Mars type heroes.
That's where Saberlight can talk about that is preferred. Going.
Yeah.
It's mid.
Well, go
the
mid.
Hero should go mid, but I don't play it mid.
No. I do not think
Saberlight hero.
Yeah. They're just gonna take.
Is it a fly hero? Fly usually plays the bird.
Really? Now there's a Phoenix or a Critter or Saberlight. I could see Saberlight maybe play 4 hero or something, you know?
4, then this could be 3 less track.
I mean, let's you know.
What's wrong with 3?
This is Bulb for example, right? I could see Rubai. Drow.
Take Shopify with
Ones that are banned too, right? No Brood, no. They took the Dark Sphere out. No Naga, no.
Yep.
So this is like the reverse are way better for Drow here. The Shopify want to start the Drow. Spectre the Drow.